Today, I have a Ibanez RG series, which I have reviewed, but not this particular model. This is the Ibanez RG 2EX1 made in Indonesia. So from all the Ibanez RG series that I've owned and that I've reviewed, there was always one common factor. They all had a FLOYD Rose tremolo system. You know, the FLOYD Rose trem with the whammy bar, and also the locking nuts, the locking metal nuts with the fine tuners on the bottom. Very interesting guitar, the FLOYD Rose guitar, but in my opinion, one of the most difficult guitars to tune properly, because you just can't tune it like a normal standard 6-string guitar. There's just some extra stuff, some minor stuff you gotta do, which I've never really 100% learned. So every time I would buy and get a FLOYD Rose, it would just piss the living hell out of me because I could never tune it properly. But for the first time, I've seen this RG series, which is just a standard guitar, just a normal electric guitar, nothing fancy, no crazy FLOYD Rose trem system, no locking nut system, just a standard electric guitar that you would find at Guitar Center. So right off the bat, my first impression of this particular Ibanez is it's a very well made guitar, very solidly made guitar overall. Just to be safe, I'd say that this is around the $250 to $300 guitar. Used probably, maybe brand new, probably a little bit more, but still a relatively affordable electric guitar. But like I said, first impression, it's just a very solid, well-made guitar. The body is very good quality, the wood is very firm. The finish job is very well done. I'm actually not too sure what specific wood they used because of the black paint that they covered over the wood. But I'm assuming for all the Ibanez, you know, less than $500 range guitars, it's probably some variation of basswood or basswood. It's just a very low quality wood. Low quality, I'm not saying the tone is low quality, but compared to like a, you know, an ash body or a maple body or a walnut body, you know, a basswood body is, compared to those, much lower in terms of wood quality tier. That doesn't mean a guitar is bad. You know, an electric guitar, the most important thing in my opinion for the tone of the electric guitar is a pickup quality. You could literally make a guitar out of concrete. There is a video of that on YouTube. This dude made a guitar out of solid concrete and the pickups were good, so the guitar sounded pretty good. So that just shows you the body, the wood stuff is very minor when it comes to electric guitars, not acoustic, electric guitars. The neck is a very comfortable classic Ibanez style, slim U-ish style neck. Very comfortable neck. It's a great neck profile for just classic strum. Strumming and also playing on the lower register and also going up to the higher register. And also because of this very distinct Ibanez cutaway design right here, it just makes a very good shredder guitar, fast playing guitar. That's why a lot of Ibanez users, the pro Ibanez users, the genre that they focus on are just shredding type music, rock, heavy metal, Steve Vai, Paul Gilbert, you know, players like those, which requires a lot of shredding up and down type of guitar work. Very versatile guitar, very nice sounding guitar too. Like I said, no FLOYD Rose trem system, which is a great plus for me because I don't even use the whammy bars. So the FLOYD Rose stuff, it really doesn't add too much value to me. 2 humbucking pickups, similar, kind of looks like an EMG style pickup actually because of the black color, but I believe these are Ibanez in-house pickups. The name etched into the pickups, it says the V7 and the V8. You got a standard 5-way selector tip system, just like you know, a Stratocaster. 2 knobs, 1 master volume knob and 1 master tone knob, just like a Fender Telecaster. If you think about it, this is actually a mix of a Gibson Les Paul, a Fender Strat, and a Fender Telecaster because the 5-way comes from the Strat, 2 knobs comes from the Tele, 2 humbuckings come from the Les Paul, and also you have the classic Ibanez style neck profile, which is distinctly Ibanez. So you have a combination of several different classic guitar designs into one Ibanez RG guitar. Also, another very good feature of this guitar that makes it even more comfortable to play is these frets. These are actually medium jumbo frets, I believe. Very big frets, large frets, and wide frets. So playing a chord, you know, a simple chord or just any type of note, just pressing your fingers on the strings on the fretboard just makes guitar playing a lot more easier compared to, you know, like a vintage style fret. Classic Ibanez style headstock design. Something I actually really respect. A lot of guitar companies out there, they just try to make the same design, give or take, as any other company. So for example, Fender Stratocaster headstock design is such a classic design. So a lot of these other big companies, they try to copy it, mimic it, but in my opinion, that I don't really respect. Ibanez, they try to do their own thing. They try to make their own unique headstock that's only Ibanez distinctive. This does not look like a Fender headstock design, does not look like a Gibson headstock design, does not look like a Taylor headstock design, maybe a PRS headstock design because of this sharp thing, but that is a stretch. Maybe a Schecter because of the sharp thing, but that is a stretch too. They made their own unique headstock design. I respect that a lot. Something about these Japanese brand guitars, they just try to act a little bit unique than the norm, which is kind of my style. So I like this guitar because of that. So let's see how this guitar sounds. So overall, I say it's a pretty damn good sounding guitar, especially for a budget-friendly, you know, around the $300 range electric guitar. Honestly, the build quality for this, I give this an 8 out of 10. This is just a very solid, well-made guitar. Even though it's a budget guitar, a quote-unquote cheaper guitar, it's still a very durable guitar. Still a very reliable guitar. I don't see any part of this guitar breaking off or even wearing down as the years go by. The metal quality of the saddle and bridge is high. The knob quality is solid metal. It's like a Telecaster style knob quality in terms of the metal. Selector switch is firm, 5-way. These medium jumbo frets, you're not gonna need a refret for several years, probably more than a decade, assuming you play this heavy, no problem with that. Tuners are probably the weakest part of this guitar, and that's the case for a lot of the budget, lower end, you know, less than $500 range guitars. But still, the tuner quality of this is still pretty good. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. Tone, I'd probably give this an 8 out of 10. Very good sounding guitars. It's just a versatile guitar. You know, you got your 5-way selector, 2 knobs, gives you a lot of variety and distinct tones you can make. Pair it with the twin humbucking EMG style pickups. It's just a great guitar. You can play heavy metal on this. You can literally play blues on this. You can play Chet Atkins, like country finger picking style. You can play anything on this guitar. I'm very impressed.